Today we are going to talk about chord construction. Now some may think that chord construction is intimidating, but you'll see it's not as hard as what you think it might be. Some say that a chord is 2 or more notes played at the same time. Others say 3 or more notes played at the same time. To simplify this for this video, let's just say that a chord is several notes played at the same time. Chords are built from each note in a scale. The note that the chord is built from is called the root note. Let's take a look again at the C major scale. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. We will start at the C note as our root note. Now all you have to do is skip a note to the E, then skip another note to the G. That would make a C major chord of C, E, G. The E is called the third note and the G is called the fifth note in the C major chord. The reason for this is the root note is number 1. Then you count up from there 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then back to 1, or continue on with 8. You will see that the E is the third note from the root note, and the G is the fifth note from the root note. Every note in this scale is the root of a chord. Just remember that just because this is a major scale doesn't mean all the chords built out of this scale will become major chords. There are some minors and a diminished chord in there. So let's build all the chords out of a C major scale. Now we already have C, E, G, which would be considered as the 1 chord in a C major scale. Now let's do for D as your root note. It would be D, F, A, which is a D minor, the 2 chord. E, G, B, which is an E minor. That's your 3 chord. The F, A, C, which is an F major, that's your 4 chord. The G, B, D, which is a G major, that's your 5 chord. The A, C, E, which is an A minor, that's your 6 chord. And then B, D, F, which is a B diminished, and that's your 7 chord. Now you can repeat this pattern for every major scale and get the chords in each scale. And generally, the key is the scale that the chords are formed out of. So what makes a chord a major or a minor chord? A major chord has a major third and a perfect fifth. A minor chord has a flat third and a perfect fifth. There are also several other types of chords, but I will give you 2 that we will get into later on in a later video, but just so you're familiar with them. And a diminished chord has a major third and a diminished fifth. An augmented chord has a major third and an augmented fifth. But let's not worry about these right now. I will explain diminished, augmented chords, and what makes a note perfect in a later video. Let's get back to the chords of the C major scale. Now if you'll notice, there is a pattern here that goes through all your major scale chords. Major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, diminished.